Hello, everyone. This is your host, Debra Poneman, and I'd like to welcome you to our call with today's guest, William Linville. In December of 1996, William lay in cardiac arrest on top of an operating table weighing over 400 pounds. Since that time, William has made an amazing transition into what he refers to as his body vehicle. Now in great health and shape, William is a divine essence, a universal instrument of creator consciousness. He's gained the ability to obtain and download clarity on unlimited topics and has used this knowledge to help numerous people around the world, helping in ways including remembering ourselves, assisting our embodying, expanding into our creator essence, and guiding us to experience all of our magnificence. When you're in the presence of William Linville, there is no limit to what can and does take place. And he's here with us today to share in the love and honor and celebration of you, encouraging all of us to fully embrace the divine love that we are by becoming one with our Creator. And today you're going to discover how to reintegrate your divine source consciousness and how to express your creator consciousness through creation with and as a divine communion with all that is. Also, how to open as your creator consciousness while rewriting the body as a whole into its optimum vibrancy. Ooh, that sounds delicious. And how to let the vitality of your body shine iridescently with endless, vibrant physical energy, and how to let the body and mind work for you as a team. Wow. Okay, I am so excited. William, thank you for joining us today. Welcome to the call.
Oh, thank you, beautiful. It's such an honor to finally get to sing and dance and play together and get to compliment and assist overtime, sweetheart. So thank you. It's such an honor, as always, sweetheart.
Well, this is just, I have been looking forward to this for so long. I can't even tell you, and I know that our listeners have also, and I would love it if you could take a few minutes to expand on this story. 400 pounds, cardiac arrest. Did you wake up and realize you were one with all of creation, or what is the story?
Well, it was kind of fun, actually, and kind of odd at the same time. So here I am. I pick up this body vehicle. I call it a package, okay? So here I am on the 7th floor, looking out. I open my eyes, and there's the most beautiful iridescent sunset. I look around. I see all these dear brothers around, and I know their names. I know what part they play. But on a physical realm, well, there's no magnetic connection whatsoever. So from here, it's like, all right, well, this is kind of odd, but all right, it is what it is. So here I am. I'm laying there. The body principle is really kind of funky, kind of odd. It's like, wow, man, what the heck's this? But I'm totally awestruck, if you will, by this beautiful sunset, because there's a piece of, actually a huge amount of a total iridescence of peace on one hand, like a total greeting, because it's really what it was, into and onto a body on a planet, okay? Then on the other hand is, wow, the most brilliant sunset you could ever imagine. And then from there, such an interesting dynamic when you're watching all around you, but still have no idea whom or what these your brothers are. You know their names. You know what parts they play. But there's no magnetic connection as far as what you would call the family dynamics, dramatics, and all this fun stuff, right? So here you are. You're looking all around. You know their names. You know who they are. You know what, I'm just going to call it, for the sake of words, what part they play. But still, wow, there's no connection. Now, this isn't about trying to create distance or blah, blah, blah. You're just fully transcending into a body. Well, nevertheless, I start to pick up the leg, the hands, the arms, And it's the most oddest sensation. Because, wow, man. And somewhat dense, heavy, cumbersome. And so even that was really colorful and funky, right? So, wow, what a ride that was. And then, of course, there's nurses coming in, doctors coming in, coming out. It is what it is in the hospital realms. So, wow, what a ride. And then you start to see and be presented with all these iridescences of colors. Colors, frequencies, vibratory tones, and all these beautiful, what I'll call dear brothers in their light realms, light bodies, but once again, very completely, finitely, intensely dense. So on one hand, you're moving the hands, you're moving the arms, you're moving the legs. Wow, it's like you're walking through concrete or molasses. So, wow, that was a ride. And then you go from there, sweetheart, to, wow, all these dear brothers know your name, they know who you are, at least perceivably. And you're scratching your head because you don't really know what they're talking about, but all right. Remember, you know their names, you know what part they play, you know the siblings, and you know how that's supposed to work. You know the partnerships, you know all the parts, aunts, uncles, blah, blah, blah. But still, wow, okay, you know all this, without a shadow of a doubt, even cognitively. But you still have no idea who they are on a physical realm. But wow, it was the oddest thing. Because the only thing that really, for some odd reason, mattered was that gorgeous sunset. That was the most astounding sunset I've ever seen. But there was the iridescent beauty. It made everything else, quite literally, seem so unimportant. Because, all the rest of the stuff, it is what it is. But wow, that sunset was just iridescent, sweetheart. The beautiful oranges, the reds, the yellows, and the clouds, but then the welcoming into a body on a planet. I mean, talk about divine order, right? So nevertheless, I went through all the, protocol, however, and made a full transition. I'm going to say, if we're going to play with a linear time continuum, day by day, week by week, month by month, and oddly enough, every system systematically began to shut down in the body principle. So my body principle instrument package, as I call it, out of humor, well, one system after another system after another system after another system after another system, oddly enough, started shutting down from the brain chemistry all the way to the myelin sheath of the nerves, all the way through heightened, and I mean seriously heightened sensory neurons, the myelin sheaths, all the way to the body and the organs reversing and eating themselves away, all the way to the ability to walk, what's considered so normal. Well, all of those accessibilities and mobilities started, what I'm going to call perceptionally, started misfiring. And one state after another state after another state, one unfoldment after another unfoldment, one system after another turned on itself. Now, it became kind of odd because there, I'm going to switch over to one experiment after another experiment took off to see what in heavens was going on with the physicality. But, of course, there was not, medically speaking, a valid, specialist included answer. They have given one diagnosis after another, but none of them fit, and they were scratching their head out of great puzzlement. The pain, obviously, from all the shutdowns, from atrophies and all this fun stuff, well, wow. The tissues were gone, eaten away. Areas that are just flat out unrebuildable were shut down as well. Now, when it was all said and done, and continuing to shut down, and going into more atrophy, well, then came the finalities, and I do have to honor, all the experiments, so forth and so forth. A spinal tap, I might as well walked around with a constant syringe in my tailbone. Now, after all that, and wow, just none of it was making sense. Specialists, blah, blah, blah. Well, all of a sudden, I was beginning to receive all these death sentences, physically speaking. I call them death sentences. It was basically, well, get your affairs in order. There's nothing more we can do. And then, from MRIs, CAT scans, even getting ready to be flown off to, Dallas, I believe, for PET scans, on and on and on. Well, there were still, now we got to do research because it wasn't even about rebuilding anymore. Now it was basically a research experiment to where then, okay, wow, things are escalating so quick, all the way to the point where the lungs were starting to go, one thing after another. Well, it was the oddest thing, sweetheart, that there was just nothing more that could be done, physically speaking. Now, the interesting part was everything kept presenting, all is well. I mean, hey, what are you going to do, right? So, all the way through, and I'm just going to say one unfoldment after another unfoldment, one collapsing after another. It's like, all right, all is well. And I do say out of humor, but seriousness. At that point, all right, what are you going to do? So, with all of the above, wow, one breakdown, another breakdown, and I'm very literally breakdown, shut down, no narcotics at all. In good heavens, I was given about all of them, including experimental drugs, could touch the pain the body was going through. I mean, that's like having organs eat organs. I mean, that was kind of interesting, including nerves that were totally exposed, even to where if you wore pants, shirts, whatever, wind blowing, oh my gosh, it was excruciating. But, fentanyl, sufentanil, morphine, experimental drugs, codeine number 4 in the mixtures of all of this, including methadones and all these combos, nothing could touch. Well, nevertheless, after a few years in a wheelchair, because walking was out of the question, well, after all of the above, bam, the eyesight started going and did go. And I'm going to call that, from everything from shutting down, brain chemistries, even now, nutrition was out the window because everything that came in the body was instantly regurgitated out. So, it didn't even serve to eat. Well, after several weeks, months, eons of in and out of rehabs, blah, blah, blah. That being physical rehabs, well, still there's nothing we can do, so okay. We want to start doing experiments because, at least we got to find something to play with, with pain pumps and all this. So we got to find at least a solution for experiments for if this ever comes up again for others. But you see, medically speaking, which I'm all for medical, literally, because gosh knows they do the best they can with what they got. But now science is growing and opening up. Well, from all of the above, it was all pretty much written off as a flat line. Well, there's nothing more we can do. Beyond just a 0 point, now it was up to me. Well, here's the fun part. After all the, what I'm calling humorously put, but literally put, death sentences, and the reason I call it that to that extreme, this left 2 very literal pathways to take. Drop in the physical instrument, which is very easy to do, or fully reclaiming it. So, all right, of course, bring it on. So, but when I say reclaiming, I'm definitely not going to hold on to it. And good heavens, now. I'm going to let it start working and coming to life. Now, this is where I've been playing a lot with courageousness. So I want to break that down a little bit, which is the only courage this really took was, you know what? What is so darn scary about any of the above? Because the biggest death there is the death of the egoic structure. So, all right. I agreed to take on all the old will debris, hands down, hook, line, and sinker. His vows contradicted agreement. I took on this whole, this isn't even about a suitcase of stuff. This is about a whole landfill. So, and a couple others. Now, sure enough, bam, everything, because you got to remember, everything that made the body got the body to 425 plus pounds anyway. This might be a surprise, but obviously there must have been an issue there somewhere. Okay? 425 pounds, that's pretty darn grounded. Okay? Now, from here, all of this unveiling started becoming unveiled. His angers, his guilt, his rages, all this fun stuff that you wouldn't even know if you ever met the dear brother, became, fully, completely exposed. All the torments, tortures he went through. Wow, what a ride. All the misunderstandings, misinterpretations. All this stuff when he was booted out of this, booted out of that, just from others not perceiving him for who he was. He was a very wonderful dear brother, but a very misinterpreted dear brother. But, it is what it is. All the abuses he went through, blah, blah, blah. But, it was quite interesting. Because what was really going on in all those shutdowns was all this clutter being purged. Now, it was being purged. That's why it was not my business. And many perceived that I knew exactly what was going on. On one level, I did. The next level, it wasn't my business. My business was, all right, it is what it is. Because let's say for a second, I made it my business, right? Wouldn't it be kind of odd to get so wrapped up in all this hoopla rather than letting the whole universe entirely and my body do what it does best? And purge itself, dissolve itself from these old archaic build-ups and makeups, right? Rather than, letting all this debris purge, dissolve, collapse permanently to where I was step by step, unfoldment after unfoldment, reclaiming and claiming the body as my own. See, how could I claim it as my own with all this stuff in it, right? But step by step, the body became mine. Isn't that fun? And then everything was laid right before me. Okay, Will, you ready to jump in? Bring it on, guys. Let's go. My part was not to battle it. My part, with great honor and love, of course, even for the dear one as well, that had the body before me, was to assist his dear brother make a full transition and to pick up all the debris the dear brother left within the package. Because obviously they wanted to make a full transition, and I just came in to clean up the mess, and then to pick up the package and blaze forth within my live stream, which was great as far as a win-win for all concerned. And then I began my journey with blazing forth to assist over time with all of humanity. But then, pain is such a funny thing, isn't it? Whoever created pain, as if it's a bad thing, right? It's just a sensation. Isn't that great?
Well, I have to say, first of all, I would love to know why, when you refer to yourself as he, like he was booted out and abused because of others misinterpreting him. Uh-huh. We would say, I was booted out because of others misinterpreting me. What's the difference in your perception that you would refer to William Linville as he or him?
Because I call it the old will. Because it was literally a beautiful soul beingness, all right? A beautiful tormented soul beingness. Okay? What you hear so much about a Trinity, spirit and soul and form. Okay? That's your brother, specifically, was ready to make a full transition. Way off the karmic lattice work. Not just from a reincarnational state. He was done playing in a karmic lattice work. well out of a repetition of a cyclical cycle of, I guess you'd call it a karmic wheel, but a karmic lattice work. So he, as a trinitized state, spirit and soul and form, fully, completely dropped the package. So on the surgery table, when the body basically went flatline, I, as an essence, as a presence, picked up the body within agreement as well.
I see.
As a total different dear brother. That's why I do speak of him as he.
Okay.
Now, there's all these cliches, names, and I'll use it metaphysical names, walk-ins, whatever. I don't put anything into that, okay? Mm-hmm. Names are just names. But I, specifically, within my own essence, my own presence, picked up this body as, let's just say, as an opportunity. I'll say as agreed upon, but, I don't like to put a lot into that. But as the opportunity arose, not as an entity and blah, 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 as an essence and a presence, as the beautiful gift that this dear brother offered. And actually, beyond offering, the dear one said, hey, you know what, my good friend, I am so darn complete here, and you know what? I just can't win. Because every direction he went, whether it was narcotics, whether he just couldn't get a breath. Now, I'm not going to say for a second he was a victim. Okay? He just was done being in pain.
Well, and that brings me to my next question, where you say pain is just a sensation, and to most of us, it's a sensation that we go to great lengths to avoid because it is not fun. But the way you say it, there seems to be a different dimension that maybe you could help us to look at pain differently and hopefully experience pain differently.
Well, let's play with this, sweetheart. Okay. Let's look at all these dear ones around us, okay, that are going without. Maybe they're hungry. Maybe they're out in the cold, right? Maybe they're without any costumes. Maybe they haven't had sustenance in 2.5 linear weeks. And here you are in a restaurant, looking out the window at all these interesting, colorful dear brothers. Beautiful, divine, light beings in their own right. But obviously, and what I love is really pulling it for all it's worth, even the little ones, the children. Okay. And they're panicked, obviously. They're struggling, obviously, right? And let's finish our filet mignon. Or for those that don't like meat, let's have a couple bananas, all right? Or bananas Foster, whatever it calls to you, right? Or a stalk of broccoli. I mean, it doesn't really matter, right? But, phew. How much out of pain are you? But then how much in pain are you when you watch these dear ones?
I personally am in a lot of pain when I watch those dear ones. They're in pain.
That's why I brought this to you. Now, why are you in pain? Emotional pain, in torment, turmoil, conflicts.
Yes.
Why, right here, right now, would you be in pain?
Well, personally, in this very moment, I'm not in pain, but when I see other people suffering, it's great pain for me.
Okay, but why?
I could say the cosmic answer, which is they're a part of me.
Okay.
And the real answer is,
that's what
I'm
looking for. It's a real answer. Not the cosmic answer, because the cosmic answer, you wouldn't care. Okay? It wouldn't affect you at all if we're going to play only with cosmic. You would see the beauty of it.
That's, I think, where we would all love to get, because we feel helpless. We see people suffering, and we feel like there's nothing we could do about it. I'll speak for myself. I sometimes feel helpless.
Exactly. But you are not helpless, because you could take your filet mignon, broccoli, and bananas Foster out there and hand it to them, right?
which I often do.
Okay. Now, all of that's beautiful, okay? By all means. Now, we have two options. We can, get another order of bananas, foster, broccoli, celery, and so forth, filet mignon for yourself, okay? But when it's all said and done, after they all have eaten their bananas, fosters, broccoli, celery, and filet mignon, where are they now?
Hungry again.
Exactly. So when we're playing with pain of empathy and sympathy, who's winning? Not that there's anything
no
to
one.
win. Well, you're hurting, they're hurting, and then we're going to have a quick little snack, a Scooby snack, and everyone's going to hurt again. So why would we embody that? Then we have a false sensation. And I really mean false here, sweetheart, of feeling good about ourselves temporarily. And then I'm going to call it false because now we're going into sacrifice to support sacrifice, right? Does that make sense, sweetheart?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But what if I have plenty of filet mignons?
Well, and that's fine. We can have a whole truck or a whole pasture full. But when it's all said and done, are we assisting them or are they still going to be hungry again?
They're going to be hungry again.
Absolutely. So it's a great temporary fix, right?
Mm-hmm.
Unless maybe we go out there and we show them how they never need be in that position again. Is that more vibrant?
But how do you do that?
You offer them the doorway. You can share with them right then and there how to never be in that position again. Right? You can even share with them, hey, you know what, if you do this and do that and do that, you know what? Wow. What a whole new life stream you can walk through. But see, when we play with empathy and sympathy, isn't it such a priceless ability and such a priceless gift, sweetheart, to give them such a beautiful, dynamic opportunity to move forth in their own life stream?
I just got something really clear.
And not empathetic or sympathetic, because now it's going to take a toll on your body principle.
Yes.
Which is going to, I just want to honor, I promise you, it's going to create a shutdown within your body principle. What were you going to say you just got loud and clear?
That the reason I think some of us don't offer our knowledge to the people who are outside the restaurant is because, well, again, I'll speak for myself, there could be some judgment that they're not capable of using the tools. They're capable of eating the filet mignon, but possibly not using the tools that many of us use for self-knowledge, self-liberation, and that judgment has to go. And also the attachment to whether they're going to be able to use it or not, and not to be responsible, to give them the tools, but not to be responsible for whether they use them or not. Is that correct?
And also, sweetheart, it really comes down to something very, very important here. Are they willing to take the tools? Because when it comes down to willingness, sweetheart, there is not one dear brother on this planet without opportunities. You see, the whole universe entirely, if you're willing, there is nothing that will ever block you or hold you back. Your angelic, your archangelic, your ascended host realms are going to jump in like wildfire. Your willingness without excuses. You see, when I let this body start rebuilding, sweetheart, I wasn't going to force it, but I was not going to hold it back. I was very clear that, you know what? Yeah, I'm just beginning. So, come what may, guys, let's go. You see, there was nothing that was going to hold me back. Was it fun, a blast, vibrant? No, it was pretty darn painful. Now, it was just a sensation. But was I going to let those sensations have me close up, clam up, hey, give me some more narcotics? No, because they didn't work anyway. It was just like taking placebo. But you know, that's why I'm sharing with you. I had two different pathways, right? I could have stepped right back out. I mean, no, I'm not going to be judged, right? Universe will never judge you. That's a humanity taught behavior. But my willingness let everything else begin to rebuild, because, I wasn't going to be held back. That's kind of amazing, isn't it? There wasn't this big battle to fight. And then when I was standing right in the midst of all the debris that came with this physicality, well, it was kind of interesting because, I wasn't going to run from all the stuff that was showing up daytime, nighttime, 24/7. I was going to look at it right in the eyes. Oh, I call them dragons, phantoms, whatever, right? There was nothing too scary to look at. There was nothing too pretty to look at. I was just watching it. Wow, what a ride. Now, I honored everything this body principle went through. And I want to make it clear from, I'm going to call it what's technically prim and proper, from abuses, from being held underwater for long periods of time, from this dear brother's relatives, from mistreatment, from getting whacked around, from even outside world scenarios. But why is that a tough thing to look at? It was only a journey, right? From being locked out and having to fend for himself. Why is that too painful, too scary to look at, right? My willingness, that's where my entourage took command. I said, hey, my good friend, look at from that journey how many more dear brothers you could be able to assist. But you see, the freedom that came with it was unanimous. Wow, well, my good friend, look at from this beautiful intensity of these optimum neurons that are firing so intensely throughout your system. That is perceived to be pain. Wow, look at how giant it seems. But my good friend, why would that paralyze you? If this was normal, if this was perceived to be normal, if this was taught to be normal, what would be the big deal, right? So if this was your normalcy every single day, would you know any different? So what would be the hang-up, right? Isn't that fun? So therefore, really, let's just look at it for what it is, sweetheart. If extreme pain is what I'm going to call it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Without knowing any different, right? Until it was taught to be a bad thing. Something you have to run from, right? Something you need to suppress, right? If that was taught, okay, that means you're joyful. Now, wouldn't it be kind of interesting? Everyone would be wanting that sensation. Isn't that great?
Huh. Could that be true?
Absolutely. It's just all this taunt stuff. That means, oh my gosh, it's bad. I got to escape that sensation.
Huh.
Now, it's not head games. It's physical scenarios.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you, because if somebody said to me, extreme emotional pain is fun, I think that our programming goes so deep that it would take lifetimes to believe that and thus experience it.
Took me 13 minutes, 28 seconds, 0.9. When I was sitting in that wheelchair, and you know what was kind of interesting with that wheelchair? I got to see a whole different world from 3 feet down. Seriously, it was a whole different world, sweetheart.
Yeah.
A matter of 3 feet. Now, the reason it only took me 13 linear moments, 13 and a half, I'll round it off, was because there's no judgment. It was experiential by all means. And beyond just no judgment, okay? I didn't have to control it. My body knew exactly what it was doing, and I definitely wasn't going to battle my body. My body knew what it was doing. The universe knew what it was doing. The ascended host knew what they were doing. The angelic, archangelic realms knew what they were doing. And I, as creator incarnate, knew what it was doing. So, why would I battle that? Right? And in turn, my body instantaneously began to rebuild itself. My outside world, oh my gosh, sweetheart, started lighting up like a Christmas tree. Now, here's the catch, because everyone knows there's a catch, right? Mm-hmm. There was no battle. It's called to dance with the whole universe. I'm not playing with trust, so let's skip that for a minute. Yeah. I'm playing with willingness, because the trust is a funny game. It's called head games. I want to, I hope to. Okay, I'm going to trust. No, I don't. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. No, I don't. Or letting it happen. Because the more you fight, wow, the tougher it's going to become.
So are you saying that in all areas of life where people experience quote-unquote pain, whether it's not knowing where their next dollar is going to come from and they're just like desperate, or I know the other things that people battle with, not feeling like they're knowing their life's purpose, not feeling like they could find the love of their lives, just how do they deal with that kind of pain through willingness?
Well, number one, the next dollar. Are you willing, quite seriously, to let more than the next dollar, the next $1,000, 20,000, 100,000, so forth and so forth, show up? And I already know the heads are going to say, yes, yes, of course I am, blah, blah, blah. I got to go try to force the lottery to come my way. Now, let's skip all that. Okay, now, am I willing to, I'm going to say, not to take too serious, but to do what it takes? Now, I want to make this very literal here, okay? 1 year, I had minus dollars in my bank account because I didn't have bank account. So, I was quite literally presented with, that came with this body, so I want to make sure we're all clear here. Okay, to volunteer at a Mormon church. Not Mormon like more dear brothers getting together, okay? Like Latter-day Saint stuff, right? And I don't even get that whole Latter-day, because what about the saints today, right? So, rather than later days. Okay, now, first thing I did was go volunteer in a warehouse. And I had the heck of a journey there. It was so much fun to watch this 16-year-old dear brother, this feminine instructor actually, getting to play with her like never before. As she said, Will, I don't know why the heck I'm here, and you know what? And this came out of the ethers, hypothetically. I don't even know why I'm doing this whole Joseph Smith thing. Because you know what? I'm about to be betrothed, basically by force. So I'm just going to call it kind of like a sheep being sold off. And I don't even like the dear one. She started sharing this. Now, let me ask you. All of this was because there was hypothetical minus numbers in the bank account, right? And it was Thanksgiving, right? So, therefore, all right, well, all right, guys, you open the doors, I'll walk through them. So, there I am. At the Mormonism warehouse, prepping all this stuff to go out to all these families, right? And their whole thing was, don't work. If you don't work, don't eat, blah, blah, blah stuff, right? All right, whatever works for you. Now, I'm not a part of the Latter-day thing. I'm still waiting for them to deliver the gold angel statue, Moroni. Now, I haven't seen it in my yard yet. I thought it would make a great fountain. Now, nevertheless, she started sharing all this stuff, totally taboo to religion. Because remember, as a feminine in that religion, you're not supposed to contemplate anything. You're supposed to follow orders. Now, she and I that were having a lot of fun with the freezer and the macaroni section. Now, that whole live stream started blossoming, lighting up, and I had a great opportunity to assist, sing and dance, and play with her, and we had a blast. and her whole life stream started to metamorphosize. Now, we have two different ways we can go with this, right? Maybe the abundance was a little bit minus figures. Because, turkey's turkey. I mean, any way you look at it, you got some protein, L-tryptophan, blah, blah, blah. But, it is what it is, right? Like I really care. But it wasn't about turkey, as far as I'm concerned. It was about that dear brother that would have never, ever, ever, ever been able to come into my live stream had I not been willing to show up at the, quote, Mormonism warehouse. Because how many right now would love abundance but are too good, egoically speaking, to go to that warehouse?
Huh.
It's just starting to make sense we are. Maybe they're too enlightened, right? They should be levitating above that warehouse.
Huh.
Now, my job, hands down, when all of that transcended and unfolded, was to go to the warehouse for that one specific dear brother. And then my other part was to sit in front of all these elders, let them judge me inside and out without blinking an eye, and saying, dear brothers, are we going to play in the warehouse or not? But I didn't play less than when I was sitting in front of this whole table of elders and all their judgments. I had fun with it, actually. So, talk about, wow, breaking up a system, right? All for L-tryptophan and protein. Now, a turkey, right? Now, just for clarity, that led to, about 73 massages when I had a company called High Integrity Massage, because the next week, the phone rang off the hook. So I would say it's a pretty great statistics when we're playing with abundance, right?
Can I share an insight that I have?
Oh, anything at all, sweetheart?
Well, I think that to go to the Mormon tryptophan warehouse, something you said at the beginning is that you work a lot with courageousness, and that the biggest, I can't remember the word you used, but it's the death of the ego. That's
exactly.
The hard part.
Exactly.
And I think going to that warehouse took courage and the death of the ego. So is that a starting point, just being courageous, being vulnerable, allowing ourselves to be seen as not having it all together and going to a warehouse for some turkey, or the figurative warehouse for the turkey?
Well, I would say if we're willing to go to the physical, we have collapsed egoic arrogance to let these doorways of abundance fly. See, this one I'm referring to willingness.
Mm-hmm.
I use examples, and I live these examples. Every day, I clean litter boxes. I clean up urine. I am the first one that would volunteer to clean a toilet. Mm-hmm. I'm the first one that will jump right in to rebuild a liver. Now, what's the difference in all of the above?
I don't know.
There isn't one. One's not bigger than the other, as far as I'm concerned. This isn't about a lack of ego, blah, blah, blah stuff. You see, if I could sit in front of a table of all of these huge structures of elders, remember all the power to be, right? Mm-hmm. If I can let them judge me inside and out and sideways, and I can just not flinch, I must go. Because judgments are judgments, right? And I'm still going to go work on the floor. Because judgments are judgments, right? I mean, like it really matters. And it's not going to change the way I feel about myself. I'm still dancing with the whole universe. You see, I still have just as much honor for them as I do all the brother humanity. I'm still watching all their struggles and their need for approval and proving Aroni. And, I mean, it's a great religion based in judgment, but nevertheless, wow. I was still having just as much of a blast playing with them as I was the dear ones whose live stream that metamorphosized. Now, whether I go to that physical warehouse or not, isn't it wonderful how many dear ones have all this judgment flying at them, they become afraid of it, to where their live streams become so small that they instantaneously close off the whole universe due to a fear of judgment. And the abundance starts to dry up. And then they become afraid of themselves. And then they become afraid of the universe, become afraid of themselves, become afraid of their entourage, and then wonder, wow, what happened to all this openness that I know is accessible, but I'm afraid to go out and play with all the breath of humanity and let it flow to me. It's your natural innate ability anyway. So why would we be afraid of other dear brothers' perceptions and judgments?
Okay.
Now, that goes right into the beloved of your heart, too. Because, you're taught very in-depthly, very powerfully, and very heartfeltly, very to the core of your egoic arrogance. Okay, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, and then, wow, maybe I'm not attractive enough, maybe I'm not lovable. Well, why? Maybe I don't deserve it. Why? And then comes the comparison game. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But how can creator compare creator to creator?
Well, I don't think the creator does, but again, we do.
But aren't you the same facet of that creator?
Again, yes, intellectually, but it's that piece that we have to move ahead and own it, which to most of us, it's still just the semantic. Just, yes, we are part of the creator. We know that.
Okay, but right now, let's not think it. Let's bring our consciousness right down through our solar plexus. Let's just bring our presence right there, our consciousness right there. Let's just tune in right there. Even put your hand there. Because let's not think it. Let's fully embody it. Because let's not play with conceptual dynamics. Let's play with the full embodiment of it. So even when you put your hand there, wow. Let's welcome in your creator consciousness. Let's welcome in your beautiful creator particles, your creator light beingness right in that area. Even, of course, there's angst, but let's welcome it in anyways. Angst is not a bad thing. It's just a tumultuous thing. Let's let that area begin to open it up, open up, open up. Let's even welcome in the safety, the camaraderie, the innateness of you through that area. Let's just let those beautiful light particles start to open up, speed up right in that area. Even with our hand there, let's let the body do what it does. Take a breath, open up. Let's no longer work. Let's just let ourselves have. Let's not try to earn, because how can you earn divinity when you are divinity? Let's just let our total brilliance start to come to life. And come to life, for that matter. Let's just feel our full, complete omnipotence here. Now, all right, higher levels, greater levels, manifest levels, come on in. Come forth. So body, open up, open up, open up. Heightenedly hyperdrive and overtime here. So now, wow, baby, bring it on, bring it on, bring it on. Whew, no fear, no bounds. Bring it on. Come on in. I want to know what I feel like. I wanted to know what my total, complete brilliance and creator omnipotence feels like. I want to know what it is like. So come on in, come on in, come on in. And how's it beginning to feel, sweetheart? Right in that beautiful priceless solar plexus level.
If you want an answer from me, it's feeling peaceful and open, but there's a little pain.
Of course there is. So now let's look at the pain, that beautiful priceless sensation. And let's have a chat with it. All right, my beautiful sensation. Wow. What are you so afraid of, my good friend?
The answer that I got, representing all my listeners.
Exactly. I would definitely say all of them.
Yes, the pain is the fear of letting go of control.
Oh, absolutely. But let's just question it. Control of what, my good friend?
What was the question?
Control of what?
Everything.
The pain's your friend. So, hey, because it's been doing a heck of a job protecting you. See, pain is judged so frequently, but hey, and wanting to be running away from it, but wow, what does that mean, pain? Control of everything. My beautiful protector.
Well, it seems to be diminishing.
Mm-hmm. That's because we're looking at it right in the eyes. We're not giving it anywhere to act, react, or to run from. So pain.
Is that a good technique to use when there is that pain? Just look it in the eye. And...
Well, and we're not going to do anything about it. We're not going to run from it. See, that the first reaction is to do something about it. Well, let's not do anything about it. Let's not take a pill or a supplement about it. Let's just look at it right in the eyes. All right, my good friend. Wow. Whew, what are you afraid of? Okay, so I'm letting go. And when I say letting go, all right, I'm waving the white flag of control. Because out of my own brilliance, my own divinity, well, I want to see what it's like to not have to keep myself in all these barriers of a conflicted state, of to see how small I can become, how structured I can become, how bound I can become to be safe. Because, you know, pain's a great thing, right? It's keeping you safe. Confined, but safe. Small, but safe. But, you know, it is what it is, right? So, wow. Wow, buddy. Yeah, maybe right here, right now. Maybe, you know, if I need not be in control, I want to see how vast I really am. I want to see how much is right here, totally, thoroughly accessible for myself. Nothing that I need to do anything about. All right, pain. You know, yeah, you're just not in charge anymore. Oh, you know, it's fair enough, right? I'm done being afraid of what might be. I'm also done being afraid of all this power that you've had over me. I'm done being afraid of my own omnipotence, of what might be, because I know what has been, and wow, that hasn't been all that. So, wow. Whew. I wonder what could be. So let's just let it know. Yeah. Being in control has been being in control. But wow, I'm ready for so much more of myself. Letting the whole universe entirely come forth. So, pain? Yeah, you're not in charge anymore. I just am not going to be ran by you, ridiculed by you, controlled by you, my good friend. So, pain, whew, my beautiful sensation. Yeah, you can leave now. So, let's say goodbye to it. Because, you know, why would we want to be controlled, right? Why would we want these shackles, right? Because on one hand, we keep asking, bring it on, let's go. On the other hand is, all right, bring it on, let's go. Maybe not. Maybe so, maybe not. But bring it on. Nope, I don't think so. Not too much, not too little. Just bring it on just right, kind of like the three little mammals. Okay, now from here, wow. Yeah, bring it on. Well, no. Seriously, bring it on. And I'm willing to let myself have it and go there. All right. All right, my little friend. You can leave now. Because I'm not going to be controlled by you, my good friend. I'm not going to be confined by you, my good friend. I'm not going to be conflicted by you, my good friend. So, let's see what you feel like. So, all right, higher levels, creator levels, manifest levels, creator consciousness, come on in. Come forth. And let's take a breath. Let's let the rest of you arise here. The opposite of pain. Quite literally, the fruition of you, the dance with you as and with all that is. the total, complete vibrancy of divinitization, of love. I mean, that love, the lightness, the light beingness, the vibrancy. Wow. Is you coming to a head, coming forward, taking off. But quite literally, that has no bound. It's the epitome of painlessness and all those interesting, colorful sensations that become so colorful so quick. It's all right. Wow, I want to know what I feel like more and more and more. I want to know what I really am like more and more and more. I don't want to know what it's like to survive. I want to know what it's like to fully live in my fullest potential. Vibrantly, divinely, iridescently. So come forth, family. How's it beginning to feel, sweetheart? How much lighter, more vibrant, exquisite, uniquely, iridescently coming forth. A little bit uncomfortable because it's different. What's it like, sweetheart?
To me, it feels really, I feel like laughing.
Please do, sweetheart.
As a matter of fact, I'm going to laugh.
Bring it on, gorgeous. Okay?
Yeah.
Because all the collective density's leaving, sweetheart, and whoo, bring it on, baby, let's go. Without all this clutter of collective consciousness.
The expansion and the bliss is like really great right now. But so I've heard you say in the past that you can care something without being the carrier
of
others' emotions. And I realized that's for me, and I think a lot of us, that we've been the carrier not only of our own pain, but other people's pain.
And their conflicts. And
their conflicts.
And their overwhelm, and their life streams, and their happinesses. It's kind of amazing, isn't it?
Isn't it? And so we can do this not just for our own burdens, our own debris, but we could do it for all that we're carrying as well.
Oh, and please do, because when we look at carrying, it's going right back to that restaurant, right?
Yeah.
And that was why I was giving that as a concrete example here. I mean, of course you care about the dear ones outside the window. I hope you always would. But you look at, okay, where are the dear ones willing to go? Okay. Are they willing to step right up with you, run forth with you, side by side with you? Bring it on, baby, let's go. But number one, and this is where more often than not, unfortunately, so many dear brothers get so wrapped up into, are they broken? They don't have sustenance. Some do not have dress attire. Some, they're shivering. Some, wow. They don't even have a place to rest their head at night. Some, oh my gosh, they're limping. Some, wow, they're totally dyslexic, right? But number one, most importantly, are they broken? This is very important. Are they broken?
I guess the answer would be no.
So, now that there's not all this extracurricular judgment there, now we have to price this opportunity. I mean, dear ones call, they come in, whatever, however. Cancers, leukemias, candida overgrowth, viruses, bacterias, no end to what we're presented with. But I have never seen one dear brother that's broken. Now, when we all look at all of humanity, we can look at nuclear waste. We can look at blah, blah, blah. Is it broken? Absolutely not. Now that nothing is broken at all, there's a whole heck of a lot that we can assist with, complement, conducively together, lighten up like never before. There is eons of what we can dance with, play with, run with over time. But not because it's broken, but because there is no end to how many dear brothers are asking for clarity and assistance and guidance, right? Now, this has everything to do with expanding exponentially. And now we are playing with a huge impact exponentially. Now, this is where we're never carrying anything. Because we're expanding, lighting up vibrantly, expanding, lightening up exponentially, more and more and more. Your angelic, archangelic, center host rooms, your creator consciousness is only completely flourishing, emanating exponentially with, because creator doesn't know how to sacrifice, so creator wouldn't sacrifice. But unanimously opening, unanimously amplifying the body principle, constantly regenerating, no bound, no unlimited energy whatsoever, because how can there be a limit of energy when you're not taking on baggage? The organs are constantly regenerating, rebuilding, regenerating. The DNA, I mean, geez Louise, there's no end to that, because 12 helix DNAs are constantly rebuilding, and growing upon themselves. Because now everything's on the exponential world, and boy, are we having more of a blast. Assisting, unanimously activating, irradiating exponentially. And then, of course, we can jump right in, amplify, facilitate, complement. There's no end of how many dear brothers are also going to ask conducively for complementary assistance as well, because you're not judging judgment. Isn't that amazing? You're never embodying the debris of another, because as far as we're concerned, there is no debris. There's just a lot of misinterpretations of oneself. And one dear brother after another dear brother after another dear brother after another dear brother after another dear brother, one situation, another scenario, presents. But you know what's so much fun? Everything's been calling to you. You've been asking for it. You've been wanting to run. Now, funny enough, oddly enough, everything starts working. Because now, good heavens, we're not hiding away. There's no end, quite literally, of what starts to come in and present all around you. But then, wow, we're talking about constant exposure, because it's kind of hard to contain your light beingness and your creator consciousness, right? It's kind of super impossible to be held back, confined, contained, and bound. Well, we're just expanding, opening, flourishing, and expanding. And wow, now you actually become available. Not just to humanity, the whole universe as well. With nothing held back or held down, and no what we'll call auspiciousness of wavering, right?
Of wavering?
Wavering. Like wavering, like iffiness. Because there it is, let's go. Here it is, let's go. There it is, here it is, there it is, let's go. And often health and well-being of the physical beingness becomes beyond natural. It becomes a constant. Constantly rebuilding, regenerating. Constant, unanimous unfoldments of energies. Because energy, I mean, that's so neutral. And your body starts to work for you. And then how can there be fear? Because you're constantly running forth. Now you're letting the whole universe come forth, taking off, coming forth, right within your live stream. Everywhere, from every direction. But now you're not wavering. There's really nothing to question except, hey, there it is, let's go. Now you're engaging and running forth with your beyond your life purpose. We're playing with divinitization, purification, openness, flourishment. And you're also letting right there, right in front of you, the whole universe present. And your whole entourage in every way, shape, and form. Where stagnation, I mean, geez Louise, that doesn't even exist anymore. Isn't that wonderful?
Sounds wonderful to me. And your entourage is, it's not necessary to be aware of your entourage, because a lot of people I know, they strive to feel like they can see and directly communicate, but this is just a willingness to allow the entourage to work with us, and no need to trust that they're there, just a willingness to allow.
Well, you're actually letting them start to show themselves. It's kind of like looking for your car keys. When you quit looking, there they are. But, you know, even with this, though, when you bring your consciousness right through your heart level, right through the state of neutrality, because your heart level, if we can just skip all the definitions to go with all this, because there's so much analytical nature put into the heart level, and then it's the color green and, you know, all these different rainbow things, right? Let's just bring our consciousness right through our heart level for a minute. And once again, we can close our eyes, focus our eyes towards the pineal pituitary gland, and then bring our consciousness, put our hand right on the heart level. And we're just getting the mental analytical out of the way here. So even when we put our hand right on the heart level, let's just welcome in our beautiful, divine, benevolent creator consciousness. I say welcome in, but I'm also saying welcome forth. For total, complete, unanimous exposure, amplifiedness, coming forth, coming forth, coming forth. Let's just letting it open and open and open. Once again, letting the body do what it does. Take a breath, open up. No barriers whatsoever. Because now that we're bypassed the mind, we have bypassed all filters too. Now, as we're letting the heart level, from a beautiful priceless neutrality level, from a total state of business, open and open and open, amplifying, heightening, opening and opening. Let's just let it activate here. Letting our higher levels start to amplify. Our manifest levels start to get to work. Because now, hey, we're letting from our light beingness, our realms of light, our realms of gold, even our light bodies start to reactivate. Now, let's just let ourselves expand about 17 feet in every direction, letting all the beautiful, priceless facets of our greater consciousness expand and expand. I say let, not work, not push, not make it a job to do. Let's just let ourselves open to about 17 feet in every direction. We don't need to get the ruler out. Let's just take a breath and let ourselves open up, all right? Now, let's let and ask that our entourage begin to come closer and closer and closer around us. For our communion, camaraderie, supportiveness, of course, which is a given. The prices, camaraderies. Because any way you look at it, your entourage loves nothing more than let their presences be known. Letting it be known, letting them be known, letting them be known. And opening, and amplifying and opening. Thus letting them become closer. Let's even ask, all right, guys, let your presences be known, stronger, more heightened than ever here. of course, we're giving them permission to let their presences be known. So from here, bring it on, bring it on, bring it on. Letting it amplify, amplify, and amplify. Now, let's welcome our anjars so close that we can start to feel them around our shoulders. The beautiful, for some, it's going to be more subtle. For some, you're going to feel it stronger than ever. But it doesn't really matter. What does matter is that you can feel it. So now, as we're letting our presences expand upon, and exponentially expanding upon. Wow. Family, as your presences become stronger and stronger, more and more benevolent, clearer and clearer than ever. Clear, more vibrant, more unanimously accessible. Now, family, I ask that you put your hand upon my heart level or upon my shoulder. Bring your presences that close so we can connect and I can feel you more than ever for my own personal, unique comfort. For some, you may ask them to stand in front of you, letting your eyes go out of focus. You see, as we're holding the eyes out of focus, as we open the eyes and let them be out of focus, what we're doing is stepping our consciousness out of the mass collective, out of all the stuff that's been deemed to be such a dense level of perceptual realities. And we're playing with in-between realms, in between the dimensional planes of consciousness. All right, body, vibrate faster and faster and faster, because this is happening automatically anyways. So body, speed up, speed up, speed up, speed up vibratorily, speed up amplifiedly. That's right, family, come closer. I want to feel your presences. For some, wow. Look at this beautiful phasing in and out in between us, because also at the same time as we're letting our eyes go out of focus, what you're also doing is dissolving and bypassing all the necessities for the mental level to have some sort of magnetic state of having of any sort of particle of control. So, hey, we're bypassing all of the above now. Sorry, family, come closer and closer. I would love to feel the sensations throughout my physical form. Upon me and with me, of course. But remember, we're not making it work. We're actually doing the opposite. We're playing with your natural birthright. Now, as you become stronger and stronger, closer and closer, mental level, hey, all is well here. You're safe and I am safe. All is well. Body principle, all is well here. And how's it beginning to feel, gorgeous?
Sensational.
Uh-huh. And how much more expansive and vibrant we are.
Oh.
Can you feel alivening and opening and amplifying right now? How fearless is it becoming without any sorts of bounds? No barriers, no bounds, no overwhelm from the mass collective, sweetheart. Because mass collective, I mean, is so over, let's just say overpowered, right? It's given so much energy, credibility, survival. Well, all right. We're letting all of that be what it is, right? Now, we're dancing with all of you, the whole universe entirely, your greater consciousness as well, but yet, wow, just not letting it have all that say-so anymore. We're not denying it, but wow, we're definitely not becoming confined by it. So where, of course, we can let it start opening all around you and dancing, and I really mean seriously dancing in the beautiful silhouette right through it. Not letting anything around us dominate, dictate any longer. your live stream anymore, sweetheart. To where, wow, bring it on, bring it on, bring it on. More than ever, faster than ever, clearer than ever, sweetheart. Isn't it great? To where it's your divine natural birthright you're taking on anyways. Isn't it fun?
I actually, when you asked me how it was before, my spontaneous thought was, it's amazing, and when this call is over, it's going to go away. And I realized that was my constant belief that we could experience this, and then, it's going to go away. So we could, let's rid ourselves of that belief right now.
But before we do, I would like to challenge that.
Yes.
Mental level. My dear old friend, because your mental level is your friend. It's been, look at yourself go, right? Your mental level has definitely kept you in a body on planet. So great job, my good friend. But mental level, wow. Will you do me a favor and prove it to me? I'm not asking for rocket science. I just want you to prove to me that all of a sudden, wow, my entourage is going to abandon me. So, fair is fair, right? So I just want you to prove to me, come on, fair is fair, right? That my entourage, all of a sudden, for some eon of colorful reasoning, or the lack of, really, that my entourage is going to pull the plug and go on a long-term siesta over in Kauai. All right? So, they might even take a long sabbatical in Uranus. Now, and I'm just teasing, but from here, wow, mental level, I'm fair as fair. I just want you to prove it to me that they would leave your side. I mean, because the mental level loves to say, yeah, but. So, let's just let it go to town, okay? Rip roaring, at least, give it an opportunity to, okay? So why would our family leave us? And by the way, why would your presence leave you? Because, just for clarity speaking for a second, if your presence left you, your body wouldn't be breathing. Just for common, clarity. Okay? So technically, literally speaking, your body would quit working. So, it is what it is, okay? So, the body would lose its functionability if, your presence left you. And if our entourage is left, what a bummer that would be. But mental level, you kind of got to prove that one to me.
Okay. I got it. We got it.
Exactly. Now, the other part is, how much would we like? Because this is the other part. Would we totally, thoroughly like to let our entourage get to work for you rather than attempting to do everything on our own? Because, that's kind of the other part here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not that, you really have been doing things on your own because, of course, your entourage has always been around you and offering you this, offering you that, and sometimes even getting involved. Although, of course, the mental level will have you perceive that, you've done it all, but nevertheless. All right. Wow. Now we're just going direct, saying, all right, family, it is time for us to start being a lot more clear together. Hey, I'd love for you to lighten this one up. Rather than us playing tug of war together. Because you keep steering me and journeying me to go this way, that way. Yeah, and I keep battling you. But family, why don't we come together on this one and simplify the whole journey as a whole? Because, it sure would be a lot funner, a lot easier, right? Rather than being steered back. Family, all right. wow. Yeah, I'd reckon I would like things to start becoming a lot easier together. So, it's where I don't push and you're not trying to re-steer. Because, it doesn't make it easier on you guys. It can make it easier on myself, and certainly a heck of a lot more fun. So, all right, family. I would love you to get to work more cognitively, clearly, and certainly a whole heck of a lot more fun. So, family, wow. How about I start sending forth my runners to start taking care of these situations and scenarios? Really, and I'm very serious on every front, every level. And all right, high lows, great lows, manifestos, all right, body principle. Wow, it is time to we start dancing together. So, body, you know what? Wow, tell you what. I'm even going to give your power back to you. I'm going to listen to you. So, tell you what. At the beginning, body, tell you what. I am going to start listening to your cravings. So if you want a banana, so be it. If you want tofu or whatever for some odd reason, I'll have that one. I don't really see why you'd ever want tofu, but whatever works for you. All right. If you want fiber, consider it done. If you're wanting protein, you know what? I will honor that, and I will chase it down with some chocolate donuts. But regardless, I will give it to you. Now, body, I'm going to listen to you. But, buddy, you know what, buddy? Yeah, I'm going to lighten up with you, and I am not going to let you become a science project anymore, nutritionally wise. So, tell you what, buddy, you let me know what you would like, and I'm going to honor that. But beyond that, of course, I'm going to let you do your part. So, buddy, tell you what, I'm going to let you have your power back as we start to dance together. And, buddy, by the way, wow. I'm not going to continue to look at stock options with Whole Foods. So, because that's where the majority of the paycheck goes. So, tell you what, if you want supplements, just let me know. All right? But I am done just cashing my paychecks at Whole Foods. So, but if you would like a supplement, please let me know. Otherwise, I am just going to start enjoying creation. Sound fair, buddy? Because, let's be clear. I mean, hey, there's no turning back from here. Because it's kind of hard to let our body abandon us when you're using it, right? I mean, wouldn't it be kind of odd? Your body abandoning you, but then you always have one. You always have it, right? That'd be kind of funky, wouldn't it? Because how could your body abandon you when you're picking it up every morning? And that would be it sounds kind of backwards, doesn't it?
What if your body wants to have Dunkin' Donuts instead of Whole Foods every day?
Well, we stop right here. All right, body, which flavor would you like? Now, your body is going to want Dunkin' Donuts, I promise you. And here's the reason why. Your body wants you to enjoy it. Okay, but if we're going to go to Dunkin' Donuts every day, all right? Why? Because you're getting the message, oh my gosh, it's time for us to enjoy ourselves, right? Now, your body's not going to want Dunkin' Donuts every day, but just for clarity, body, I would like to hear from you, not the mind. Now, you're going to want to go to Dunkin' Donuts and you're going to get the message, you know what? Hey, Winchell sounds good today. Or a nice, a creme brulee. It sounds great. But it doesn't mean every morning we can go down by a couple dozen, okay? Your body may like Bavarian cream, great, but it doesn't mean we stick the tube down our throat, okay? Now, your body's not going to ask for a dozen every day. I just want to be clear here, okay? Your body's not going to ask for 25 banana cream pies before we get our entree, okay? That's where the mental level takes over. But when we play with our body, your body wants you to enjoy itself. It's so funny. Your body says, yeah, Godiva chocolate sounds good. Not 8 pounds, okay? So that's where, we play with some simplistic common sense. But that's part of why we have a mind is, all right, is the body full? Great. The mind filters the message from the body, not in a derogatory way. You see, the body sends the message, the mind translates the message. That's when the mind's working for you, sweetheart, not against you. Then the body's going to say, oh, man, that was great. Whew. We can do it tomorrow, we can do it the next day, or, I just want you to enjoy yourself. I want you to enjoy me, says the body. More doesn't mean better. More doesn't mean better. It means I want you to enjoy myself, but I definitely don't want you to live in abstinence. And then we can go on with the day, and the body says, yeah, you know what? Tuna fish sandwich sounds great. Bring it on. Or you know what? The salad sounds impeccable. Or you know what? Fried eggs, blah, blah, blah. Hard-boiled eggs sounds great. And then the body's, sometimes the body's going to say, whatever goes. Because sometimes the body just doesn't care. Because it's not lacking any minerals. And then, hey, go to town and you can go to Wiener Schnitzel or something. But whatever calls to you. Because the body's working like a charm. But still, the body wants you to enjoy itself. That's really what we're playing with here. Not bounds, not constraints. Now, when I tease about filet mignon, we're not internalizing the fear of the animals. I just want to, be clear on that. All right? We're not supporting the market of the butcher houses and dear ones' pockets, blah, blah, blah. See, the animals, quite seriously, are neutral. I'm just going to say, it's the industry that has issues. And the animal kingdom is doing a great job, fabulous job, making a comeback. Because you see, none of this stuff would even be on the media right now. Because none of this is new, really, butcher houses included. I mean, this has been going on for eons. It's just the animal kingdoms standing up and making an uproar. So if we're going to have sustenance in the form of meats and otherwise, great. Let's honor where the kingdoms are coming from, and let's honor the kingdoms. Because if we're going to honor them, let's honor them individually, but even as a whole, of why they're offering their physicalities for sustenance. Let's not get wrapped up in the woe is all over again. Okay, so, oh my gosh, this chicken was locked away in a pen and blah, blah, blah. Well, why is that kingdom offering its physicality for sustenance? Rather, let's be clear. I mean, it could have left the planet before it ever reached the pen, if it would have liked to. So, you can't really contain any kingdom. But remember, all the lack of integrity behaviors are all as a whole coming to a head. Isn't that great?
That is great. That's great to hear. And it feels that way.
You know what I really find humorous about all of the above? Dear ones forget that I was playing with this, with all the sustenance on the planet. Now, when you pull a ground veggie from the planet, let's make it a potato or even celery, all right?
Uh-huh.
No one really contemplates this, sweetheart. Have you ever listened to the nerves? Because they technically are nerves. Many dear brothers call them roots and otherwise. Have you ever listened to it when it's being pulled up from the planet? I mean, they're actually seriously nerves. And it makes a high-pitched tone when you yank it up out of the planet. Isn't that amazing?
Huh.
So when you yank that baby out of the planet, or you pull a potato out of the planet, lettuce, really radishes, there's those little streams, right? Those are technically nerves that go into a planetary crust. Now, no one really contemplates this, right? Carrots, blah, blah, blah. Those are actually nerves that go into the planetary crust. Now, why would that be okay to eat? Because say, too, I mean, let's be clear, they're life consciousness, right? Now, why would that be okay, but meat not? Isn't that kind of fun?
Yes. I always thought that it was, that the cow had a higher consciousness, but when you look at it that way.
Well, or you just look at it for what it is, right?
Yeah. Just I was always told or taught or thought that an animal has a higher consciousness and the carrot has less consciousness. But I love that you said, that the animals, they're neutral.
Or even soybeans, right? That's just as alive because it's all live particles of consciousness.
Yeah.
What I'm really addressing right now is all the barriers, the confines, the debris, the conflicts around nutrition. And the reason I'm going here is most importantly about how the body is able to process. See, with all this stuff that's put into the beautiful gifts that are being offered in a body on a planet, as far as sustenance goes, it affects the body's ability to process it. And within optimum health and well-being. Isn't that amazing? Because you're already creating a predestiny with the body's ability to process all of this going into the physicality system. And creating a predestiny of how the body's able to use it. Before the body even takes a bite. And now we're playing with physical abilities to pass it through the system. It's just all these perceptional beliefs, emotional deities as well, that is put into how the body will take it in, process it, and pass it through. The body, once again, is neutral. The mental level. That's why I was breaking this down all the way to the epitome of it. The same goes with abundance and okay, it's not okay because it's what they're going to do with it. Well, who cares, right? It's really what you're going to do with it to be the difference. Same goes with the body. Let's eat it, drink it, be done with it. Let the body do what it does. Isn't it great?
It is great.
Everything is life consciousness. It's just not letting the mental level hijack you into, wow, creating all this funky stuff when it's not an issue.
Yes, we're experts at creating the funky stuff.
Well,
and we will become unexperts.
Exactly, and you're so taught to.
Yes. I'm the queen of the funky stuff.
Oh, but isn't it fun, though? You get to watch absolute quantum physics play out called Consciousness Alters Matter until, wow, we get to see the true outcomes that complement the whole.
Well, I'm just looking forward to having a donut.
Exactly. And if
I don't think I've had a donut in a decade.
Well, exactly. But the funnest part is you eat it, you be done with it, right? But even as you touch it, you already start to change the vibratory levels of it. And then you follow it all the way through your system. Watch how much your body is able to, without confines or conflicts, pass it right through. You see, it's pure consciousness any way you look at it. When you look at it for what it is. And then all the beautiful live streams that were a part of bringing it right before you. Because now, aren't we still playing with all these creators incarnate, all their priceless journeys that so beautifully brought that all the way to right there in front of you. Now you're assisting all the live streams within it. Isn't that great?
Well, I am so excited about everything that you've shared. I have to tell you, I've interviewed hundreds of people, and never in all of the years I've been doing this have I been so sad to say that we have to wind this up because and everybody listening is probably going, no, just like that little carrot, not wanting to be pulled off of there. No. Well, I don't know. Maybe it's happening by us. But I I know that the people listening want to be with you forever. So I'm going to ask you to share with us how we can be with you forever, because I know that you created a special offer for everyone who's listening to this call. I'm going to tell everybody where to go. You could just click on the special offer button that's on the web page. And could you let everyone know what they'll find there?
Okay, well, first and foremost, the mastery of your own divine essence in your life, the communion, the unique facets of you. It's a mastery series that we did. It's in length. It's got a lot of recordings, phone recordings, as well as some DVDs. And what it is being able to dance through all of creation. There are a lot of how-tos, but also binding debris out, and also clearing the decks, but also a re-embodiment, regeneration, rebuilding even of your physicality, your whole life stream as well. But then embodying, blazing forth, playing with you, your divine consciousness, also regeneration, and then a lot of energetic work and playing with different modalities that are coming to your personal live stream and playing within your personal live stream. And with it, there's 7 webcasts, 6 teleconferences, and 13 events total. But then you start to feel all the unique and crystalline structures within your own physicality, your mental level, all the chakra level vortexes, but more importantly than that, the marriage of your higher levels, your lower levels, your manifest levels, and then reconnecting with your angelic, archangelics in the host realms, and then going exponentially into the rest of the world. And then watching the recreation of your whole life stream beginning to open and amplify and flourish with you and for you. But then watching how fast you start to embody, run forth, and then declaring in the flushing through of all the, let's just call it colorful perceptual fear levels, densities, and the purification and amplification of you. It did having a blast more than ever.
Is that all? No, I'm kidding.
Oh, and so much more, of course. And then, from your body principles, I'll call it kind of, I guess the fancy word's detoxing, but purging out all the debris and the vibrancy, a continual vibrancy within your physical form as well.
Well, I have to say that, I have a friend who lives in New York who was the first person to tell me about you, and the transformation that I saw in her from having done this work with you was so phenomenal. And that's why I've been counting the days that I was getting to interview you, because she was always an expanded being, but the freedom and the expansion that I saw after her work with you was, I can't describe it, no words, just the radiance and the vibrancy. And she and I always share with each other, oh, I found this wonderful person, but she would not let go. You've got to meet William Linville. You've got to be a part of his work. You've got to, more than anything else. It had changed her life, and now I see why.
Oh, and it's such an honor and such a blast as always, sweetheart. And thank you so much for this beautiful opportunity. I look forward to getting to play together further, sweetheart. It's singing and dancing, getting to play with everyone here.
Yes. And I just want to tell everybody one more time, just click on the special offer button that's on this page. And I want to ask you one more question.
Oh,
when people start using this, when they go ahead and own this package, what do you think will be the first thing that they'll begin to notice in their lives? And then what do you think they'll begin to experience as they continue to work with this and their life moves on?
Well, number one, they're going to be feeling a lot of crystalline particles, vibratory changes in their body principle, a lot of buzzing, a lot of openings, and that's your crystalline structure reactivating, and then they're going to start feeling beautiful sensations even within their brain chemistries. And what's going on there is the cleansing out, the dissolvement of what we'll call genetic structures. They're going to start feeling a lot of fun iridations, activations, right, within their pineal pituitary gland. And what's going on is the rebuilding, the activating of the master cell of consciousness, the DNA, the youth vitality chromosomes, and the rebuilding and replacement of new telomere. And then, as well, they're going to start feeling really a lot more vibrant consciousness, and also vibrancy within their physical form. And then they're going to be seeing a lot of wonderful, wonderful opportunities within their lives. And I'm playing so much with the physical, tangible world as well. And then from here, starting to see physically tangible within their outside world a lot of changes. Some of their brothers that, let's just say, have been there and done that, constantly, let's just say, being presented with one dogmatic state after another. Well, all of these states within their exponential world, the density, and I would say density, calamities, dramatics, and so forth, so forth. Well, all of this stuff being purged out, and at the same time, so much more of lightness, vibrancy, and beyond the clarity, but beyond this, in your guidance realms, your creator levels, your manifest levels, as well as your archangelic ascended host realms and angelic realms, well, you can start feeling them and start to have, let's just say, openings there to where you can start to feel them and letting their presences be more and more known. And with your physical, tangible world outside of yourself, you can start seeing a lot more changes and opportunities start to transcend, even for some, job changes for some, even with the relationships, dynamics, and communions with all the dear brothers around them. And that's just the beginning, really. And when you start to engage within the beautiful, what I call doorways, opportunities, and so forth, well, you start to see some serious, wonderful, brilliant outcomes, as well as opening up, quite literally, beyond just opening, but physical unfoldments, even with abundances, and the way you feel. But I say the way you feel, you feel, from your higher levels through your lower levels, within and throughout all the dense particles of consciousness that have been playing out around you, and a whole new beginning happening within your life stream. And it just continues to grow from there, sweetheart.
Okay, we want it. We all want it.
Yeah, that's the whole reason behind why we create these products, videos, and events.
I love that there's videos also. It's going to be so fun and fascinating to watch your physicality, like, to see you and not just hear your voice. I'm so looking forward to that.
Oh, and it's such an honor because, it's where we all get to come together, play over time, and actually all of everyone here. But you'll be feeling our presence with you and around you because it's not about a silly me presence. It's the presence of all that is connecting with you in interesting dream hours and a lot of visitations as well. But with all of the above, it's a camaraderie, supportiveness, and then, wow, let's run forth faster than ever.
Okay. I'm so excited. I just want to get this package right now. So click on the special offer button that's on this page. And I don't know what else to say. I guess I should ask you if you have any final words before we say goodbye.
Well, just that we love and honor you dearly, and your journey is just now beginning and unfolding. It's just going with it, watching, not having to be hyper-analytical watching, but watching all the unfoldments around you, that it's in honoring how much you've outgrown, and seriously honoring that, and then being okay with how much is being transitioned out. But it's not like a goodbye out. It's because you've outgrown it, you've come to resolution with it, but also, beginning to become okay with it because there's so much more unfolding right before you, and then being okay with, all right, hey, you know what? I'm ready for my next segues of my live stream to take off, run with, because there's really not anything quite literal of saying goodbye. I mean, what you're really saying is, hey, man, bring it on, bring on the new, and bring on the dear brothers that are ready to come with me, because we're no longer waiting around for dear ones. We're letting them step up with you, but being okay with the ones that are wanting to go to the sideline temporarily. But please do know that very well that they're going to be stepping up anyways. There's, the critical mass has already been crossed. Now it's just letting all these dear ones go through their transitions, their transcendences, and then, wow, come on in to call me when you're ready. Let's go.
Amen.
Hey, bring it on, sweetheart.
Bring it on. Bring it on. Well, thank you so much for being with us today, William. This has been beyond the beyond.
Oh, absolutely. It's been such an honor, sweetheart. So thank you so much.
And thank you to everyone for spending this time with me and with William Linville. And we look forward to when we're all together again. So this is Debra Poneman, and have a spectacular rest of your day.
And namaste and have a blast.